This video was shared by Silas Neposh, and he states that it got recorded one day when he was just out on a skiing adventure with some of his friends. They were high up in the mountains when he noticed some pretty unusual activity unfold at the other side of the plains, where some larger trees were situated. He grabbed his phone and started recording.
Something happened over there. There's the trees. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It would appear that an inhumane tall creature is ripping out the trees and carrying them away. But how's this possible? Silas stated that the video is 100% real and that no video editing is taking place here. Do you think this could just be an irritating perspective, making things appear larger than they really are? Many commenters believe that something rather inexplicable is going on here though. Who can say? The next clip was forwarded by Fireplant, and the story goes that it was recorded by an urban explorer one night who was investigating an old abandoned clinic. Many legends were saying that ghosts from the past can be seen in there once in a while. The man said that he only noticed after returning home that there seemed something off in one part of his recording. Could this be somebody else? The man says that he certainly was alone that night. So, if it wasn't a homeless person, are we witnessing a paranormal encounter here? What's your opinion? Hard to say. This video was recorded in the haunted house of Eric Gunner, who's documenting the terrifying happenings for several years now. Just like tonight, he gets woken up a lot by terrifying noises that seem to stem from the lower floors. And mostly he gets up to check. But once again, there's nothing visible that could explain any of these phenomenons, so he makes it back upstairs. And after a loud bang, he decides to check one final time and captures the following.
Hola. Hola. Ya vamos a empezar con problemas. Hola. ¿Cómo es que ni la hablo ya?
There seemed to be a dark shadow standing right in his kitchen, perhaps staring at him, and it appears that he had seen it too at the time. And he then returns to the stairs and seems quite frightened. This entity has been terrorizing him for many nights, and it is not known if Eric has anything planned to finally get rid of this being. I'll keep my eyes open. The following video was traveling on a narrow road in the middle of nowhere one night. Apparently this area is pretty notorious for scary incidents that have been reported over the last 100 years. The most common story, however, is the one about the lady in red, who can be seen ever so often, standing on the side of the road and looking at passing vehicles. It is said that she lost her life in this very area a long time ago, but that her spirit is still haunting these grounds. The man was pretty uneasy after noticing a figure in what appears to be a red dress. He states that all he wanted is to get home as soon as possible after noticing this thing on the side of the road. And I suppose it will remain a mystery if that was actually the lady in red or just a lost person. The following video was submitted by Antonio. A family embarks on a late-night drive, unaware of the otherworldly enigma awaiting them. Little did they know their journey would take an unexpected turn, and it was an evening they would never forget. Something peculiar materializes right in front of their vehicle. Watch closely as an eerie figure emerges from the darkness. Was it a spirit yearning for release or a mere illusion? A white cloth-like apparition comes into view, seemingly suspended in mid-air on that desolate road. But the weirdness doesn't end there. In a swift motion, it flutters past the car, leaving the family paralyzed with fear and in disbelief. Its true form remains shrouded in darkness, raising more questions than answers. Our curiosity lingers as we ponder what exactly did they encounter that fateful night. This is a recording of a group of friends, and we see them having a rather pleasant time in what appears to be a park. Apparently, they didn't notice anything out of the ordinary at the time, but once home, they saw that something else was present. Deep in the background of the scene, we can see a disturbing figure. It seems to be hunched over and appears to be completely pale. and perhaps wasn't wearing any clothing. What's horrifying is their way of walking, and above all, their intriguing morphology. What are we seeing here? Some people commented that without a doubt it could be a humanoid creature, maybe a skinwalker. Others argued that it might simply be a regular person who snuck onto the recording. Could it even have been something paranormal? Let me know what you think. Now to a scary video that was captured by a man who works as a security guard, and after moving to a new place, he particularly noticed a lot of strange happenings taking place in the building's basement. At some point, it all got so weird that he had to record the activity to prove that something was just not right.
I was saying earlier, most of the stuff does happen down here, and I mean, you can't really. There it is. That's freaky stuff right there, man. Yep, that's what you call it. Here we go with the door now. Yeah, we'll leave that. Ooh, that's creepy. So that door always swings wide open and it stays open. It doesn't ever close, stay like that. Oh, there you go. Let go of it. Holy crap, that's freaky.
We see how paint cans seemingly fall, all on their own, without anybody touching them. But then even the door seems to be opening, just like that. The man believes that something from another realm must be living here. Do you believe that too? If not, how else can we explain all of this? Frank sent me the following capture of a man who was on a nightly ghost hunt in a not further disclaimed area. Aimed with his flashlight, it appears that he is scouting out some sort of retail or office building, and he might not be alone that night. A light object seems to peek into the frame from the right lower corner. No idea what it is. But it doesn't end there. There's a face looking at our investigator from behind this metal frame. Unsettling. In this video, Caitlin Brooke finds herself alone at home when something she never expected echoed through the house. The incident occurred around 2 in the morning, and Caitlin's reaction was nothing short of courageous. The footage begins with Caitlin being abruptly awakened by loud banging noises emanating from her kitchen downstairs. Despite the fear that any normal person would feel, she boldly decided to investigate, initially believing the noises were caused by a burglar. Her plan was to scare off the intruder, but when she heard a door opening and closing, she quickly realized that the situation was far more serious, prompting her to flee, convinced that whatever was downstairs was now coming after her. However, her actions did little to deter the presence that seemed to be pursuing her. In the second part of the video, as Caitlin sat on her bed, her camera captured what appeared to be orbs floating across the room, an indicator that a spirit might be present. Unaware of this possibility, Caitlin continued to believe she was dealing with a human intruder. It wasn't until the doors in her room eerily opened at the exact same time, an act impossible for any person to perform, that she began to entertain the idea of a paranormal presence. This simultaneous door movement all but confirmed the existence of something otherworldly, though Caitlin remained skeptical. One of the doors suddenly slammed shut on its own, providing irrefutable evidence that she was, in fact, dealing with a haunting. Yet, what happened next was unexpected. After Caitlin openly acknowledged her belief that the disturbances were paranormal, the activity abruptly ceased. Events that unfolded in Caitlin's home that night remain an enigma. What could have caused such intense paranormal activity, only to have it vanish as quickly as it began? It's certainly a strange and puzzling case. The following video was shared by urban explorer and paranormal enthusiast Leo, who went with a friend of his to a supposedly haunted shop. The shop is not accessible and fenced off, so the two were doing a live on his profile and showing the surroundings to their viewers. Of course, this wasn't as satisfying as they had hoped, since not having access to the building doesn't really help in urban exploration. However, his phone captured something unusual when live streaming to his audience. After analyzing the footage, it became clear that a pale face was staring out of one of the windows, which honestly gave the two explorers quite some goosebumps. The building is abandoned for quite some time and, as stated, nobody has access to it, making them believe that they might have captured one of the ghosts that is said to haunt this building. What a scary thought, isn't it? This next clip was uploaded by The Chilling Floor and features a potential ghost sighting during a paranormal investigation at a castle in the UK. The creator of the clip claims that they captured a ton of unexplained phenomena during the investigation and that there was an extremely scary vibe in this old castle. And to make things even weirder, this castle was even used as a prison in the 70s and was the location that Donald Nelson, aka the Black Panther, was held. The poster wrote, "We did an overnight stay and recorded some very scary footage. We captured a face peeking in from outside the window that didn't look human, a shadow figure standing against a wall, and an orb pictured by one of the prison cells." The video begins with a tour of an old flight of stairs, and we can see that there's definitely an eerie vibe in this castle.
Some of you may remember him. Here's another cell, another prison cell. This is divided.
We then arrive at the very cell where the Black Panther stayed during his time there.
There seemed to be a face peering in. This one is proper scary. Again, I didn't notice it at the time. But watch as I turn the camera, there's a figure by the wall.
What do you guys think of this clip? Is it possible the ghost of the Black Panther is still around the prison cell where he spent so many years? Or possibly another prisoner who met a terrible fate in the castle? This video is extremely odd and comes to us without much context, so you have to draw your own conclusions as to what was captured that day. The clip was uploaded by Dark Path Scary and was filmed by a driver who noticed the strange occurrence and pulled over to catch it on camera. It was a bright and sunny day and the sun was just falling behind a cloud when something caught the cameraman's attention in the sky. We can clearly see the sun to the right falling over the cloud. So what could be causing the strange moving burst of light that seems to sway over the cloud? It almost looks as though the cloud itself is on fire. It was just as strange in real life as it was in the video. Is this a spirit sighting, a lost soul, or maybe an angel? Have you ever seen anything like this before? Maybe this could be something paranormal. Let me know. This short clip was aired by a Mexican TV channel who was showing this interview at the time, in which the man to the left was telling the audience about his work. What's quite mysterious is the misty object in the background that captured the attention of several viewers.
Casi 10 meses buscando a alguien que lo quisiera recibir y no fue posible. Un comprador y pues terminó.
It is really hard to make out what we are looking at here. Some say it does look like the outlines of a hovering human. Others believe it just to be a strange light reflection from somewhere. What's your idea? Now we are taking a look at a video that was captured by the dashcam of two Chinese ghost hunters who were driving through a Hindu cemetery that night to conduct an investigation. Of course, cemeteries are creepy by nature, especially at night. But the two might have captured something strange before even getting out of their car. A misty figure seems to float from behind the tree on the right side of the screen. The two ghost hunters did not see this unfold at the time, and it was only later discovered when going through the dashcam footage. One could almost believe that a real ghost was captured here that night, or if not, what could cause this effect instead? The following video was uploaded and shared by Breakman, who tells us about an unsettling CCTV recording. It was captured in the parking lot of an older apartment complex. We can see delivery man arrive that was just about to enter the building, and then this was recorded. It's quite eerie how a mist-like figure is appearing from the side of the frame and then seemingly vanishing once getting close to the entrance of the apartment building. It almost looks like as if this shape is taking a set of stairs, doesn't it? There's no underground parking underneath. So even a human person wouldn't be able to take a pair of stairs here, even if they were there. Very mysterious indeed, but Breakman shares another encounter with us that was filmed at another residence, and which also was recorded by a security camera. A man was returning home, and something else seemed to follow him just moments later. It's quite eerie how this translucent shape seems to be making its way up the steps and into the same house the man was walking into just moments earlier. The shape appears to be that of a young woman with a ponytail. Many people don't believe that this was just all a light reflection or spider webs of any kind. But of course it's impossible to say if this was a spirit following the man this night or something else. Now we dive into the unsettling encounters of Security 1275, who's sharing his experiences during his nightly shifts as security guard at a local cemetery in Georgia. And there have been a lot of really creepy encounters taking place, to say the least. It all started with a random clip uploaded to his account, on which he was sharing some pretty eerie activity that he experienced as something seemed to be in the building with him.
So, I'm actually hearing something banging on the door. I'm hoping I'm going to catch this son of a bitch. Bear with me, guys. Okay, I'm back. Door was open again. Hello, security!
And after sharing this encounter, Josh, the security guard, uploaded another recording in which we can see him on a routine checkup before encountering something really odd that night.
Hey, kid! Kid! I don't know where he went. This kid's running from me. Kid! Holy God. Where went?
certainly not your usual security encounter. The kid refused to turn around and kept walking, only to just vanish entirely. Josh didn't know what to do at the time and let the encounter go. Although he was quite baffled, he never found out where the kid went, which is a pretty big mystery for sure. But the night was about to get stranger.
This is supposed to be the most haunted cemetery in Savannah, and I am chasing a kid right now. I will not be going down that way. We just took this job like 2 days ago through the city. This is ridiculous. Somebody has definitely been walking behind me. I'm not sure. I just saw some tourists from Ohio, told them that the place closes at 10. I'm about to head back over there, but I don't know. We've got somebody that's going to be buried here tomorrow, so I'll be doing an escort. Right now I'm just...
Josh completely missed this mysterious shadow at the time, and it was one of his viewers to point out its existence. The boy we saw earlier was still at large. However, it appears unlikely that he was the one that we are seeing here. Was it a ghost? Or perhaps somebody trespassing? Let's jump a few nights forward, in which Josh was posting another update.
Okay, I've got my taser out now, y'all, just to be aware. Jesus Christ.
After this night, he was spooked out enough to not further document about all these strange encounters for a few nights, but he felt the need to pick his camera back up, as in this particular night he was called up to check on one of his younger and new officers who wasn't responding to his calls anymore.
I was gonna come by and check on him, and I can't get him to answer the phone. So this is a good time. If you see anything, this would be a good little video, because I had no intentions of coming out here. I went up and checked on the other side, and I just don't know where the hell he's at, and he's not answering his phone. So I hope whatever was messing with me in my older videos did not get him. I was actually just going to come by and check on him, make sure he was 10-4. But a funny story is, he said that he had PD out here earlier because he saw what looked to be a little girl was in the hallway when he drove by. When he went back, he didn't find anybody.
A bit strange for sure, but since his co-worker couldn't document any of this, some people say that it might have been just paranoia or his colleague getting a bit too nervous and starting to see and hear things, which doesn't sound too outlandish to me. Anyways, we jump forward a few days until Josh updates us with the following material.
What is going on? I'm basically just securing all this stuff right now. Just making sure there's nobody in here. Anybody in here? Hello? Yeah, but listen, you got to get out of here. You're going to have to come talk to me, okay? Where you at? I can't see you. You're correct, so you need to come out, okay? You guys hear this? This is broad daylight. I don't know where this kid is. Where are you?
This all had gotten so weird that Josh decided to file a police report about these incidents, since he wasn't sure if somebody was playing pranks or maybe something more serious was going on. And apparently a police officer came and checked the area out himself. Based on Josh's story, the officer could capture some of this phenomena himself on body camera, but unfortunately it hasn't been made public.
So what is up, you guys? So my security officer that I'm supposed to have here tonight, he came in and turned everything in today. He quit. So I'm actually hearing something banging on the door. I'm hoping I'm going to catch it, son of a bitch. Bear with me, guys. Okay, I'm back. Door was open again. Hello, security. Okay. I don't know how they keep opening these. Hello. Yeah. Hey, you need to come out. I'm not playing anymore. I don't know where these people are or where. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. There was somebody standing in the corner. I just saw that when my video uploaded, and what? The lights are flickering on and off. Hang on a second, guys. So, don't know what's going on here, but I'm about to check this out. Okay, guys. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Nope. Yeah, I'm done. This is some spooky going on here. Nope. This is why my security officer quit. Just so y'all can be witness here. I'm checking out. I'm getting here. This is my day off. I hear leaves crickling. Nope. There was a kid standing. Somebody was standing right over here when I walked right past them to the left. So what is going on, you guys? I hightailed it out of there. Don't know what that was. There was absolutely no switches in that place to turn lights on. Don't know why they were flickering. So right now I'm at the Jim Williams house.
Whatever this haunting is seems to get stronger and stronger. However, Josh didn't upload any updates on this creepy activity for a few weeks after this, and it is suspected that he needed to take a little breather from all of this. The night of this recording, however, he had to share what he saw.
So what is going on, you guys? There is a red truck out here. And the chapel lights just came on. Hello? Hey, look, if you're just out here with me, you're fixing to end up in jail, you understand? So where are you? Nope, I'm getting out of here. I'm done with it, man. Nope. Hell to the no. Somebody's out here with me, or this is some scary. I ain't doing this garbage no more.
And this is where Josh's saga of all the paranormal encounters on the cemetery come to an end. Sadly, some say that he quit the job shortly after, while others think that he might have grown bored of staging all these videos. Well, whatever the answer, his case is one of the most infamous ones when it comes to eerie security footage for sure, and rightly so.